According to an article by Variety, Disney is scrambling to try to win back men after they've spent years alienating men as a target audience. Salam, my name is Mustafa. I am the solo game developer of Sabr Path. I currently work on indie games, and I've spent some time working in the AAA game industry. Disney is currently in deep water. They're in a terrible state at the moment, and they're trying to get Hollywood to pitch them ideas to win back men. They're acting like it's a mystery as to why men aren't interested in their IPs anymore. And they put Kathleen Kennedy in charge of Star Wars, who's famous for her slogan, "Force is female." And all of her movies and shows are starring female characters who have no flaws, and they make all the male characters look stupid just for the sake of uplifting the female characters. And we also have Kevin Feige in charge of Marvel. At one time, people saw him as the mastermind of the MCU. He had everything planned out to fine detail. Now he looks like a bumbling buffoon. As he was talking about female superheroes, he said, quote, "Eventually I think we're going to reach a time where those are just our heroes, more than half of which will be women." And now we see that reality with phase 4 and 5, which is a complete dumpster fire at this point. They spent all this time replacing the legacy characters with female equivalents who are better because they are women and they have no flaws. Then we have Disney's Senior Vice President of Games and Interactive Experiences, Shoptaw. After they shut down their internal video game divisions, he was explaining that he was giving creative control to other game studios over their IPs. Back in 2020, he told Business Insider, he says, "We want to tap into the power of creatives across the industry. So even though fans expect the IPs to be the same, which is having a more broad and mass appeal for the characters, instead we get new visions of these IPs, which is alienating the core audience." Just like how we've been seeing with Marvel's Spider-Man 2. They sidelined Peter Parker in his own game just so Miles Morales and Mary Jane can be the main characters. We could talk about how they redesigned her appearance so that she's conventionally less attractive, but that's only the cherry on top as to what's wrong with her character. They used the Mary Sue formula on Mary Jane. She is literally overpowered. This is not just my opinion that she's overpowered. This is what the lead game designer says about her being overpowered.
She's one shot everybody.
She's OP. I knew that those missions weren't the fan favorites coming out of Spider-Man 1. We knew we had to make her more of a proactive, capable person. And if she's a little OP, I don't give a. It's important to have her be a capable hero. You know, this might sound cliche or whatever, cheesy, but like you don't need to have powers to be a hero. But yeah, she's OP. She's probably OP. I don't care.
He admits she's overpowered and he's fine with it. Then we have the 2020 Marvel Avengers game. This game completely flopped for many reasons. It looked ugly. It's a live service game. No one really asked for this type of game to begin with. But on top of all that, the game was a bait and switch. They sidelined the main Avengers cast for Kamala Khan. And as of right now, Kamala Khan is a very niche character. There are people who are big fans of her, but she's not a mass appeal character. It is fine if you like Kamala Khan as a character, but she's definitely no Spider-Man or Captain America. Those characters are main characters. They have broad mass appeal that many people can get behind. Then we have games like Star Wars Outlaws. Aside from the fact that this game follows the Ubisoft open world formula, and when it launched, it was a buggy mess, this game was alienating the fans from the get-go because they basically said, "Hey, you want a game about Han Solo? Sure, we'll give you a game about Han Solo if he's a cat lady." And that's exactly what Kay Vess is. She's a cat lady. She's a strong, independent woman who needs nobody, and her best friend is an alien who's basically a stand-in for a cat. And we could talk about how her appearance is clearly a downgrade from what the actress actually looks like. But again, that's just a cherry on top among all the things that's wrong with this game. They literally said that they wanted Kay Vess for this game because she's a fresh face for the franchise. There's really nothing unique about her character at all other than she's being a gender-swapped Han Solo. So why not just make a Han Solo game? Kay Vess falls flat because she's overcompetent from the start. From the start, she's marketed as being street savvy, witty, smart, competent, basically Han Solo. But unlike Han Solo, she has little room for growth. She doesn't improve at all. Mary Sue. And this gives the impression of people that she's just a girl boss character, one that has no actual character growth, one that people can't really get behind and connect with. Because no one's interested in a stagnant character who doesn't improve, who doesn't overcome anything, and is great from the get-go. While they want her to be the fresh face of Star Wars, she just comes across as something that's forced and shoved in our faces. And then we have our favorite Star Wars character, Iden Versio. You guys all remember her, right? All two of you. Iden Versio was the main character of Star Wars Battlefront 2. They made a big deal about her character because she defects from the Empire and joins the Rebels. The thing is, her transition means nothing in the story. She just sees them doing evil and says, oh, the Empire's evil. I'm gonna switch sides. She had no actual revelation or character growth. Her alignment change was unearned, out of the blue, and it's completely unrealistic. How does she move up the ranks so high in the Empire and not realize that they're evil? And they made a big deal about her character during the marketing. They wanted to sell that this is a great female character with a great story to tell. Iden Versio falls flat because her character arc is shallow. It's unbelievable. Her moral transition is instant, unearned, and has no complexity to it. She has no real hero's journey. Told that she's conflicted, but never really shown that she's conflicted. And she was hyped up so much to be a new face for Star Wars, and we've never seen that character ever again, for a reason. Those new faces did not work for Star Wars, but Cal Kestis did work. He starts off as an everyman, someone who is relatable. He's a Padawan in hiding. His journey and growth is through rebuilding trust. He confronts his fears and reconnects with the Force. He has a hero's journey, which starts off with a conflict, then training, and then overcoming that conflict. And he's a blank enough slate for players to connect with him. And that's a key thing for broad appeal. There needs to be enough emptiness to a character for the audience to be able to put themselves in that character's shoes. I'm not saying a character needs to be completely empty and void of personality. I'm saying that the character needs to have relatable traits that are universal. He's humble and unsure of himself rather than starting off being perfect. And his progression through the story feels earned. He becomes powerful throughout the game. He's a fresh face that was brought back again in a sequel because people were actually able to connect with his character. And his theme has universal appeal. Anyone can relate to rebuilding yourself after trauma. Kay Vess, Iden, Mary Jane, they are targeted towards bringing a female audience only because they are female and they have no other relatable traits. Disney doesn't even need to target towards men. They already have the formula and characters that appeal towards everybody, not just women, not just men, but everybody. But they're acting like they have no clue why men are not interested in their properties anymore. They've been actively releasing products with characters that no one cares for, and the sole reason why these characters exist is only because of targeted marketing towards women without actually having any sort of relatable traits. Characters can have broad and mass appeal. All they have to do is have universal traits that anyone can understand and relate to. Traits and themes such as what does it mean to be a hero? Selflessness, overcoming self-doubt, bravery, responsibility. They gave all those things up for the identity politics and the Larry money. And now they're trying to figure out what was the problem altogether. Let me know in the comments what you disagree with. Please leave a like and subscribe. Thank you for watching this far. Take care. Salam.